to factor a trinomial of the form ax squared positive bx positive c. I can give you the ways in factoring the trinomials, like for example for x squared positive 12x positive 9, because the constant term of the trinomial is positive and the coefficients of x is positive, therefore the constant term of the binomials will both positive. Remember that it is positive, so the result is positive, all is positive. Then we can find the factors of the first term as well as the factors of the constant term, which is 9. So we can have to factor the first term first, which is 4x squared becomes 2x times 2x. Then the factors of 9, which is 3 times 3. Remember that both positive, so if we combine together these factors of 4x squared and the factors of 9, we can have the result of the middle term, which is 12. So 3 times 2x becomes 6x. And let's try if it is correct. We can combine this 2x positive 3 together in this factor. So 2x positive 3 times 2x positive 3. Then remember, in factoring, it is the opposite of multiplication. Then in tricking, you should know that how to multiply polynomials. Then in multiplying polynomials, you can check if your factor is correct. Then 6x, 2x times 2x becomes 4x squared. Then bring down 4x squared. Then 6x plus 6x becomes 12x positive 9. Therefore, 4x squared plus 2x plus 3 times 2x plus 3 is correct. Then let's have example number 2, which is 57x squared positive x negative 6, because of the constant term of trinomial is negative and the coefficients of x is positive. Therefore, the constant term of the binomial is negative and positive. So let's factor first the first term as well as the factors of the constant term. So the first term is 57x squared, therefore we can have the factors of 19x times 3x. Then the constant terms, which is negative 6, so we can put first as negative 6. We can put all together the factors here and we can choose by trial and error. So we can have positive 6 times 1, 2 or times negative 3, negative 2 times positive 3. Then let's have a trial and error method. Let's take first the factor of negative 6 times 1. If it is correct, so that is the factors. Let's see, 19x negative 6 times 3x positive 1. Then let's check. In checking, we can have the multiplication process. Remember that you should know first the multiplication of polynomials before factoring. Then 19x negative 6 times 3x positive 1. Negative 6 times 1 becomes negative 6. Negative 1 times 19 becomes 19x. Negative 6 times 3x becomes negative 18. This is 18x. Then 3x times 19x becomes 57. This is x squared. Remember, don't forget the variables. And then bring down negative 6, positive 19 and negative 18. Remember that the largest value is 19, so we can use positive. Then subtract 19 minus 18 becomes x, and copy 57x squared. And our factor 19x negative 6 times 3x positive 1 is correct. And then let's have another example number 3, which is x squared negative 10x negative 24. Since the constant term of the trinomial is negative and the coefficients of x is negative, therefore our binomial is negative and positive. Let's factor x squared becomes x times x, and negative 24 is negative 8, and 3 negative 3 and 8. Let's have all the factors of 28. Then we can choose by trial and error method. Then negative 4 and 6, negative 12 times 2, and negative 2 times 12. And let's see, the sum of this is negative 5, and the sum of negative 3 and 5 is positive 5, and the sum of negative 6 is and 4 is negative 2, and the sum of negative 4 and 6 is positive 2, and the sum of negative 12 and 2 is negative 10. Remember that our coefficients of x is negative 10, so we can use this factor negative 12 times 2. Let's see if it's correct. Then let's have x. Then let's have x positive 2 and x negative 12. Remember that we can multiply first to x and x negative 12. So we can check this. If it is correct, then x times negative 24 negative 12x, then x times 2x becomes positive 2x. This is only 2, and x times x becomes x squared. Then negative 24 negative 12 positive 2. Remember, is the largest value is negative, so we can have negative 10 subtract, which is negative 10. Since the same as the given, so our factor x positive 2x negative 12 is correct. And we can have another example number 4. And how if our first term have an integral value? It is different from my example number 3. So we have an integral value of 51, which is in the first term. So 51x squared negative 5x negative 4. Then since we have the constant term negative and the coefficients of x is negative, so we can have the constant of the binomial is both is negative and positive. So let's factor 51x squared. Let's have 17x times 3x, and negative 4 is it's either negative or positive. Let's have, and then we can choose if and negative 2 or 2, or and then let's have a trial and error method. Let's try negative 4 times 1, where we can combine together with 17x times 3x. Then we can find if it is correct. Then let's have 17x times positive 1 and 17 and 3x negative 4. Let's see if we can combine this together, positive 3x and positive 1, which the result is 3x and 17x times negative 4. Since it is not correct because it has the larger values, we can have another factors which is negative 1 times 4, so we can use 17x positive 4 times 3x negative 1. Then we combine together by multiplying 4 times 3x. It's in the inner term, and 17x times negative 1 is equal to negative 17x, and the result is negative 5x.